Greetings and welcome to the Valentine's Day edition of What's Going On with the Law Offices of Brent Williams-Ruth. Brent Williams-Ruth, I am your Washington State licensed estate planning and estate administration attorney, and I just wanted to come on this Valentine's Day and share a couple messages. Now, first, if you saw the thumbnail picture, I put in the words estate planning, Valentine's Day, powers of attorney, and I found that image that said that estate planning is like a love letter to your spouse and children from a previous marriage. Lawyers are clearly not marketing geniuses, but sometimes you just have to laugh because it was either that one or the image that said, without Valentine's Day, February is just January. So there you go. First thing I want to talk about is an exciting development in Washington State that House Bill 1375, which is a bill to fix the Washington estate tax indexing, is set for a hearing on the 20th of February at 1:30 in front of the House Finance Committee. Now, what is this? Briefly, I will tell you that in 2017, when the first Trump administration was doing their thing, they changed the name of a report that related to the consumer price index for the greater Puget Sound area. Now, the data points are all the same. Everything in the report is the same, but it has a brand new title. All that did was make the Department of Revenue in Washington say, oh, well, the law says that we're supposed to index according to this specific report. And since that report doesn't exist, we're not going to index for inflation. So the Washington State estate tax has stayed at $2.193 million since 2017, 2018. If indexing had been happening the way the law was written, the estate tax would be nearly $3 million. Sorry, the estate tax exemption, meaning that you could have up to this amount before having to pay the estate tax, nearly $3 million. Almost $800,000 in lost inflationary index. House Bill 1375 fixes that. They go back and they fix the thing saying, you know what, use this one as it's now called. And by the way, any future report, so if anyone else comes along to change the name, it'll be thought of. But also it catches us up. It brings the estate tax exemption to where it should have been because of the law that existed. All right, so if you're interested in that, feel free to reach out. I can connect you more. I will be in Olympia in person giving my 2 minutes of testimony, and I hope to see you there. All right, the second thing I want to talk about is I'm coming up on my 10th anniversary of being a solo attorney. It's a huge accomplishment to make it 5 years as a small business. To make it 10, even greater. So I have been paying attention and listening to the feedback of my clients, and what people really loved the most about my early days is that before I was super busy, I would travel to my clients for free to do their estate planning conversations. That was, again, before COVID, before we all became Zoom proficient, but I'm bringing it back. People liked having me sit in their living room talking about them. They would bring out home sentimental storied items and talk to me about how this had been handed down from their grandfather or grandmother. And it was wonderful. So for my concierge class of clients, free travel is back. I will travel to your home in Washington State within relative distance. Now, I have gone to clients in Spokane, but they did cover the cost of the airplane ticket for me to get there because, well, I just can't drive to Spokane and back and find that to be financially feasible. But if you like the idea of me coming to you at a mutually convenient time to talk about your estate planning, my concierge class of client relationship may be for you. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today is powers of attorney. I've had several calls over the last few weeks about people who needed to potentially get guardianship for an elderly parent or a sibling. I honestly believe that having designated powers of attorney are even more important than estate planning. I mean, there's a default plan for estate plan, and it works for a lot of folks. But when it comes down to who you want to be able to come into your hotel room, who you want to be able to talk on your behalf to doctors or your bank, these are the things where if you don't have something in place, you could really find yourself in a difficult position. So, please, please, please verify that even if you have an estate plan, that there should be a separate set of documents called a healthcare power of attorney or a general durable power of attorney. If you don't have those, people have asked me lately, well, is it worth paying for an attorney to do this, or can't I just go to my local bookseller or get something free from offline? And my response is always the same. It's fine until it's not. And just last year, it was brought to my attention that a free service provider that had an online power of attorney form, the form was actually deficient. And so when they took the form to Chase Bank, well, they took a copy of it and it actually went to their legal counsel. They looked at all the things and said, nope, I'm sorry, this does not actually comply with Washington law regarding this topic. And they rejected it. So that is one of the risks when you are doing something with a low cost or no cost option. Now, again, for some places, they'll say, great, thank you for giving this to it. That's all we care about. We don't care about anything else. And it may be fine. With a licensed attorney helping you create your documents, you're going to ensure that it's done right, that it's enforceable, and that you're actually getting the protections you're thinking you're getting. So all of that is to say, I hope you have a safe and wonderful weekend. And if you or anyone you know would like to talk to me about estate planning or estate administration after someone has passed away, feel free to give my office a call at 253-285-7751. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. And also contact your state legislators and support HB 1375 in the Washington State Legislature. Have a great day.